June employment report showing a drop of 125,000 jobs, the most since October. Construction jobs were down, but there was growth in the private sector overall. Growth in manufacturing, here you see, and in services. The net was a growth of 83,000 in private jobs. Our hiring task force here now to shed some light on the state of jobs in America. Marc Lewis is founder and CEO of Leadership Capital Group, an executive search firm focusing mainly on financial services, and Bruce Rayner is executive VP of the Service Employees International Union, which represents more than 2 million workers in various service industries like retail and hospitality.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
All right, I will ask Bruce first because I know what he's going to say. Have the president's measures helped?
Yes, they have. And the announcement today of the new infrastructure program is going to help, and the money put into infrastructure will help create new jobs in the construction sector, which badly needs it, and increase the job creation in manufacturing, which badly needs it.
And Mark, have the president's measures helped?
It's a great question. I think when we look at demand for hiring of senior executives, we're finding that demand for our services and those executives are up 150% over the same time last year. That means that if we were getting 10 inquiries a month in financial services last year at this time, we're getting 25 now.
So that's an improvement.
Absolutely.
The problem here is that, as I'm sure everyone realized, well, not everyone, some of the president's critics don't really stop to think about it, but this is awfully squishy. It's hard to know what job would not be there had they not done this. It's a really squishy thing, but most economists, in polls I've seen, say that this is working. But Mr. Rayner, does the government need to do more?
The government definitely does need to do more. There's legislation pending now to save 900,000 public sector jobs in the states and the cities, providing essential services and keeping people working. The government needs to stimulate the economy. It's not a time to cut back and deal with deficits. It's a time to employ people and stimulate the economy. We lost 10 million jobs in this recession, and we need to replace those jobs. Healthcare is one sector that's been replacing at 20,000 new jobs a month. We need to stimulate the economy.
I would really like to know, in the financial services sector, Mark, where are we sitting in terms of executive compensation? There's been so much hoopla about tightening the screws on executive compensation and how it's doled out. So where are we sitting actually compared to pre-crisis levels?
The interesting thing is that the signing bonus is back. A year ago, no one on Wall Street was paying signing bonuses, but now we're finding that there are 3 job areas where actually 4 job areas where there's new employment and new demand, and they're really hot jobs. Then they're number 1 in the revenue-producing areas. It would be investment banking, M&A, sales executives, and then corporate technology, which would be the one exception in terms of revenue producers. On the negative side, there are 3 areas as well that are really hard hit. And those are mid-level staff executives, of course, the mortgage industry, and then the buy side. The sell side, as you can see here, things are booming, things are active, but on the buy side, things are still very tough in venture capital, hedge funds, and investment management.
So it really depends on what area you're in.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this, because there was an interesting article this morning in the paper, one of the papers. I read online, so I can never remember what paper I was reading, that manufacturers are picking up hiring, but finding a scarcity of certain skills. Is the same true in your business, or are there plenty of capable candidates?
Well, manufacturing in particular, but also many services industries are being hit by outsourcing. So there are many jobs that are going to be lost. If you want to be a part of the winning side, the winning team, you need to align with the companies that are doing the outsourcing, many of which are foreign companies, but many of which are IBM Global Services and Hewlett-Packard in the United States.
Unfortunately, we have to leave it there, but we thank you both very much, Marc and Bruce Rayner of SEIU.